Welcome back to a brand new episode of CountryLine TV. I'm Natalie Cox and I'm in the studio in Nashville this week bringing you all the best bits from Music City itself. We've got a great episode for you this week. It seems like there's a lot of artists putting out new music right now, which is fantastic for country music fans like us. We have Ben Gallaher stopping by the studio a bit later. He's going to be talking about his brand new album. Plus, Paul is heading over to the Grand Ole Opry. That's right, he's going to be backstage chatting with Nashville TV star Charles Esten. But first of all, we're going to head over to one of my favorite places in Nashville. It is the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. If you're planning a trip to Nashville, this has to go at the top of your list of places to go and visit. It is fantastic. If you're a country music fan, trust me, this place will blow your mind. They have the world's largest collection of country music artifacts, and let me tell you, they have stuff in there that is just incredible. They even have full-size cars, actual cars, and not on the ground floor either, so it makes you wonder how they got them in there. They have permanent exhibits all the time, so it's definitely worth going and checking out, but they also have one-off exhibits that are there for a short period of time, limited edition, shall we say. We're going to show you one of those right now. It is their brand new Dolly Parton exhibit. Check it out. We are here at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum at a very, very special exhibition that they have on at the moment. I'm here with Alison. Alison, it's good to see you today.
Nice to see you, Natalie.
Can you tell us a little bit about your role here at the museum?
I am a writer-editor here at the museum, which means I do a whole lot of different things. Work on exhibits such as this Dolly Parton exhibit, Journey of a Seeker. And that process takes about, it can take 6 to 9 months usually, from the beginning to the opening of the exhibit. I also do public programs. I write a lot, do a lot of social media posts, essays, whatever books we're publishing. I look at manuscripts. There is a long list.
You are very busy.
Yeah, a lot of content.
Right, I love that.
Yeah.
Tell us about this particular exhibit because this is so wonderful. We all know that Dolly Parton is the queen of country music. She's so beloved by all of her fans and by all of the artists as well in country music as well. She leaves this massive legacy. It's amazing. This is incredible. Walking in here today, I was just blown away. It's so colorful, it's so wonderful, it's so Dolly, don't you think?
Michael McCall, who is our Associate Director of Editorial, came up with the concept for this exhibit. And what he was thinking of was, when you look at Dolly's career, it's so incredible. She's done so many incredible things as a businesswoman, as a philanthropist, as an actor, as a songwriter, as a musician. There's no end to what she can do. And his concept was that it would be easy to think that it was just predestined and all of this just came to Dolly. But what we wanted to establish with this exhibit is the points of struggle that she actually went through, from her upbringing in Sevier County, in incredible poverty, no running water, no indoor plumbing where she grew up, one of many children, just came from a really rough and loving but tough background, to, being told no, she couldn't do something. No, she couldn't start Imagination Library. It would never work. No, Dollywood would never work. And she's proven all of the naysayers wrong at every turn. And it's her incredible determination, tenacity, intelligence, talent. And she has persevered through her whole career.
You have a very wonderful thing just behind us, actually. I don't want to give too much away because you've obviously got to come and see it yourself, but you have the handwritten lyrics from Jolene.
Yes, we do.
Which, if you're a country music fan, you're standing there looking at that and you're like, this is country music history right here. And that's a big part of what you do here at the museum, isn't it? It's leaving the legacy for future generations.
Absolutely. From an educational perspective, I think it's really important for people to come in here and see these things. Like Dolly Parton wrote Jolene on legal pad paper with what looks like a carpenter's pencil, And the story with Jolene is she met a little girl back when she was with Porter still. She was touring with Porter, and a little girl came to see them play, and she had gotten these pictures of herself made in her Girl Scout uniform, and her name was Jolene. And Dolly said, oh, you must be named after your daddy. Your daddy's name must be Joe, and you're Jolene, like Earlene or whatever. Yeah. And she said, no, that's just my name. That's just my name, Jolene. So Dolly kept that in her mind, and she said, you know, if I ever have a little girl, I'm going to name her Jolene. And she kept that name, and she just kept working with it. And she said, I was in the kitchen there, and I started writing it down, and Jolene, 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 Jolene. And it, you know, she made it come to life. So I think it's incredible to have that lyric in here. So a young songwriter can come in and say, you know, Dolly Parton was in the kitchen when she wrote Jolene. Right. Maybe when I'm out, you know, doing whatever, I can have a flash of brilliance too. Right. So it's an inspiring thing for people to come in here and see how she started.
Well, it's an amazing exhibit. It is running until sort of end of next year, really. September time 26?
I believe that's right.
I believe that's right. Mm-hmm. So if you are in Nashville, I always say that the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is the place to come anyway. But specifically, if you're a Dolly Parton fan, if you're a country music fan, just come and see this. It is absolutely incredible. Thank you for letting us have a little look at it and listen to some of the stories behind it. It's been great.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Alison. That exhibit, Dolly Parton, Journey of a Seeker, runs until September 2026, so you definitely have time to go and check it out. Thank you so much to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum for having us. If you want more information, just go to countrymusichofoffame.org. We'll be right back just after the break. Welcome back to CountryLine TV. Now, I'm very lucky because I live in Nashville that I get to see a lot of shows, I get to see a lot of musicians and a lot of artists play. But let me tell you, the first time that I saw our next guest play the guitar, I was absolutely blown away. He is quite possibly one of the best musicians I've seen in a very, very long time. Ben Gallaher dropped by the studio to have a chat about his brand new album. Check it out. CountryLine would like to welcome friend of the show, as I like to say, Ben Gallaher. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. You've been in to see us a few times, but I haven't personally seen you in a while.
It's been a minute.
So much has been going on.
It's been a minute.
First off the bat, I have to say, congratulations. You're
Thank
dad
you.
now.
I am.
I haven't seen you since this happened.
I know.
What? I mean, congrats.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Unreal.
Yeah?
Unreal. And he sleeps through the night, so.
Oh, that's good.
That's a very good thing.
Let's talk about what it is that you do.
Well,
the album. Time is out now. It's really awesome. I listened to it. I love your kind of music anyway, because it's that kind of like rock country that I absolutely love. I will say which two songs on there are my favorites in a minute, but just tell me a little bit about the album and, you know, that, I mean, this has been a while in the making, right?
So it's the craziest thing. So when our son was born, River, we recorded the first batch of songs, I think like 5 days after he was born.
Wow.
And we finished the album right before he turned 1. So it was the span of 1 year that we cut the first batch and then we cut the second batch. And I mean, it's really the record I've always wanted to make.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out what we were going to name the whole project. And Time, there's a song on the album called Time, but bigger than the song is the name of the record. Like every guitar solo, every song, every live show, every riff, all of that only comes with time. And it all went into making this record. That's kind of the backstory on why I named it Time.
That's so cool.
And it's out now, and I'm fired up about it.
You say that this is the one that you wanted to make, and this is your... Okay, so we have to explain to the Brits. It's called a sophomore album.
Sophomore album.
Which is what? Because we don't have sophomores in the UK.
Yeah.
Is your second album?
Second album.
Yes. Okay, so if this is the album that you wanted to make, how is it different to the first album?
Yeah. Musically, it's like, it's the same book, new chapter. But...
Oh, I like that.
I had a hand in everything on this record.
Okay.
So from picking the photo that's the album cover,
which is a great photo.
Thank you. It's a live shot that I loved, and from the songs to playing on the lead guitar on the record to writing the font for the title on the record, Time.
Oh wow, you were there all the step of the way, every step.
Yeah. So which is that doesn't always happen in an artist's career.
Yeah.
Not every artist is able to have, that many hands in the whole project. So that's a blessing for me, that I was able to have my hand in all of it.
It's really cool. There's two that when I was listening
what's your
to the
favorite?
album,
I got to know.
Okay, so they might be obvious ones, and when I then listened to them back to back, I realized why I like them so much. So I really like Rear View, and I really like Stomp. And I listened to the whole album, and then I sort of went back and listened to it again, and I was like, these are the two that I really like. And I played them just one after the other, because one's quite early on in the track listing, and the other one's right at the very end. When you put them back to back, I suddenly realized it's because they have these like awesome guitar riff intros.
I was just about to say, those two songs specific are so driven by that riff.
It's so good.
Well,
and the second that it starts playing, you're like, whoa, this is an amazing song. And you want to turn it up and just listen to it.
Well, that means a lot coming from you. So thank you.
And this is you. You played lead guitar on all of these, right?
I did, yeah. Stomp and Cuts Like a Knife are two that were out previously, but I wanted them to live on this project. Yeah. And it's cool that you said that. I've built, a lot of what I do is driven around that signature guitar riff. Yeah. I've always thought like that intro riff it's gotta hook you, because if not, you can't even get the listener to the end of the chorus. Right? It's like it's pretty important. And as a guitar player, I've always kind of been wired that way.
We've got more from Ben, including the lowdown on his Bryan Adams cover, coming up just after the break. Welcome back to CountryLine TV. Coming up, we've got our interview with Charles Esten. Paul is over at the Grand Ole Opry right now, getting ready for that. But don't forget, if you want to catch up on any of the episodes that you might have missed, you can download our free app. It's available in your app store, or go to countryline.tv to catch up on everything, including the interviews that didn't make it into the show. And also give us a follow on social media. We have all the behind the scenes stuff, all the stuff from red carpets, everything from Music City that a country music fan would love. Right now, though, we're going back to have a chat with Ben Gallaher and hear about his brand new album. You are, I have to say, one of the best guitar players I've seen.
Oh my gosh, thank
honestly, you. I'm in awe of anybody that can play a musical instrument anyway, because if you ever heard me play one, it was not a very nice sound, that's for sure. But you have this like standout talent that I think people don't, like, you hear it on the record and you're like, oh wow, that's really cool. But you're so caught up with the whole song and how you're feeling at the time and stuff like that. I remember seeing you play a showcase, and when you stepped out onto the stage, when you see how quickly your fingers are going, for somebody who doesn't play an instrument, it's like jaws on the floor. Like, I mean, you have this insane talent.
Oh, thank you.
Is that in the forefront of your mind when you're doing music? It must be, right? That you're like, well, I can't possibly put a song out playing the piano because it's got to be the guitar, right?
Yeah, it just comes out naturally, because it's just what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I started playing when I was 6, and it was a God thing. From then on, I felt like this was what I was supposed to do.
Yeah,
just play guitar and sing country music. But the guitar is definitely an extension of what I do.
I love that. Who did you listen to when you were growing up then that has kind of influenced you?
So when I was young, it was strictly 90s country. And
I mean, I don't see any problem with that at all.
Can't go wrong with that. And then I got into rock and roll in high school.
Yeah.
Skinner, ZZ Top, all that.
There's a definite rock edge to your kind of music for sure.
It comes through a little bit.
Yeah. How is it playing songs off the album live? Like when you're playing live before the album's out, is it always a bit nerve-wracking when you're like, oh, nobody knows this song, or like, I'm just going to try this one out? Have you done that?
Oh, yeah. See, it goes both ways, because if you mess it up, no one knows the song.
Oh, good point. Forget the words and everyone's just like having a good time.
No, but I've always loved trying new songs out before we even go to record them, because I want to be able to like see how the crowd's reacting.
Right.
To something like firsthand from the stage.
Yeah.
And we've gotten great feedback. I haven't played the whole record out yet. Not every song, most of them, but not every song. So we were on the road most of the summer, so we're peppering them in. Like each show, we'll add in another one or another two, and shift things around. And
I just have to ask about your producers. So your producers quite possibly have the best name to be a producer for this kind of album.
That's a fact.
Their surname is Thrasher. I mean,
come on.
Was that like, you're like, this is a sign. We clearly have to work together. They produced the whole album, right?
They did.
And how was that experience been?
Me and Neil and Pat are like a well-oiled machine. I've known Neil for probably 10 years. And he's a, massively successful songwriter, one of the best singers I've heard. And his cousin, Patrick, has worked on all kinds of records from Metallica to, it just keeps going on and on. So there's some rock there, and then there's some country, and it's the perfect mix with us three.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal too, because to find that glue, oftentimes it takes several years to find that for an artist.
Ben's new album, Time, is out now. Go and check it out. It is awesome. Coming up after the break, we're heading over to the Grand Ole Opry. We'll see you then. You're watching CountryLine TV. Now we're going straight over to the Grand Ole Opry. Paul is there with Nashville TV star Charles Esten.
We are backstage at the Grand Ole Opry with friend of the show, Charles Esten. Charles, thank you so much for being here with us.
Well, I love being here any old night, but it's nice to be here with you.
Yeah, especially on a Saturday night at the Grand Ole Opry. So the first time you played the opera, I want to ask, were you playing as yourself, or were you still playing as a member of the Nashville band?
Well, I was actually playing as myself, but I should say that before that, my first time on that stage, I was playing Deacon Claiborne, and the great Connie Britton was out there getting her Raina James on, and I was standing surrounded by the most incredible group of guys, and they all had guitars and bass. I figured they were just extras. Turned out they were an absolutely wonderful country band named Six Wire. And the great thing about when you shoot a scene on television is it takes hours. So I got to be on that Opry stage for hours and hours, and more than one day, so that by the time Chip got to play, or Charles got to stand in that circle, Deacon had been there a minute. So it was a beautiful thing. When I stop and think for a second that I'm in that place tonight and I get to walk these halls, it still blows my mind.
Yeah, and this, again, is not your first time here, but every time you come back, you feel that. You felt it the first time you were on stage as Deacon, just warming up, filming, and then playing by as your independent artist
every
from
single
there.
time. I think this place without the Opry, there'd be no show Nashville.
Right.
Steve Buchanan ran the Opry at the time. And he had this germ of an idea for a show. He just thought this backstage was so interesting. And so he had an idea for a show about that. Eventually, we realized that the Opry is a little too special to always be here. And we wouldn't meet some of the writers and stuff. So the center of the show was moved to the Bluebird Cafe. But whenever we needed something special, whenever that episode came along, and the one that moved me the most was when Deacon lost Raina. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
It's been over 10 years.
Yeah,
Come on,
so.
that's on you.
You should have watched already. But he was having a hard time coming out of that, even with his family and all that. And then he gets a call from the Opry saying, well, listen, Deacon, you've always stood to the left and played guitar for Raina, who was in that circle. We'd like you to come stand in that circle. And that was one of my favorite episodes to be here. The very first episode we were here at the Opry, and that one where Deacon, he found himself again in that circle. And that struck me as very true, very right, and very good writing. There's a power in this place.
Yeah, and that's in a TV show that's here in real life. I mean, it kind of goes across all art from there.
Very much.
And speaking of Nashville, of the TV show, you're about to go back over to the UK and do another tour, right? With the Nashville band. How cool is that?
It's really amazing. It's the most amazing. It's the Encore tour. And it's with my dear Nashville friends.
Yeah.
Claire Bone, who played my niece, and Sam Palladio, who played Gunnar, Jonathan Jackson, who played Avery. And the four of us have been blessed that over these years, you know what, especially in the UK, thank you. You've made us so welcome. And you kept calling us back. Again, there's a song that Deacon sings called Keep Coming Back. And it just keeps feeling like this. This tour we're about to go on in February is the biggest we've ever done. The most venues, a couple places already sold out, and we've had to do, another night in the same place. We're doing some of the wonderful places we've done before. Like, we're very blessed that it's not only like continuing, but it seems to continue to blossom. I think that's down to the power, not just of the show, but of the music and of the love, as you guys know so well that your country folk have for our country folk.
Right. That's right. Yeah. All of the folks in the UK love Nashville, love Tennessee, love everything about it. So I'm sure they are super excited to
There's
see you.
special nights when we get there. I have to tell you, they're ones that we never forget. And that it continues blows my mind. It makes me so grateful.
Always wonderful to catch up with Charles Esten, and of course to go backstage at the Grand Ole Opry is just such a treat. That's all we have time for this week, but make sure you tune in again when we bring you more from Music City. See you soon.
I took it all for granted, but how was I to know that you'd be letting go? Now it cuts like a knife. Yeah, but it feels so right. Now it cuts like a knife. Yeah, but it feels so